Question 16. Flowers were planted in two gardens, Garden A and Garden B. On a particular day, 25 flowers were randomly selected from each garden and their heights measured in millimeters. The data are represented in parallel box plots. Compare the two data sets by examining the skewness of the distributions and the measures of central tendency and spread. Comparing the skewness of the distributions, we can observe that the left-hand tail for the box plot for Garden A is much longer than the right-hand tail. In contrast with Garden B, the left-hand tail is much shorter than the right-hand tail for Garden B. This means that the distribution of Garden A is negatively skewed, so most of the data is stacked on the positive side with a tail on the negative side. In contrast with Garden B, most of the data is stacked on the left-hand side or the negative side, and there's a tail on the positive side. And I've written that down as our first point. So data set for Garden A is negatively skewed, while data set for Garden B is positively skewed. Looking at the range and the interquartile range for both gardens, we can see that the range for Garden A is bigger than the range for Garden B. Also, the interquartile range, so that's between quartile 1 and quartile 3, the interquartile range for Garden A is also larger than the interquartile range for Garden B. And I've written that as the second point. So the range and interquartile range for Garden A is larger than the range and interquartile range for Garden B. Finally, examining the measures of central tendency, we can compare the medians. So looking at the two median lines in both box plots, we can see that the median for Garden A is much larger than the median for Garden B. And I've written that as the third and final point. The median for Garden A is larger than the median for Garden B.